Yo VC, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 106. That's right, folks, number 106. I found some records this week, and we're going to get into them right now. Coming in hot, a Miles Davis compilation from 1973, Facets. This is a great record. Inexpensive. I paid just over $10 for it. And it features the Miles Davis Quintet from the Kind of Blue era, which means you're going to get Jimmy Cobb, Paul Chambers, Bill Evans, John Coltrane, and Miles Davis. There are 2 tracks on this that feature Wayne Shorter on tenor, and 3 of these songs are arranged by Michel Legrand. Now, there is a Michel Legrand record called Legrand Jazz that also features the Kind of Blue Quintet. I suggest that you get it. This is a great companion piece to that record. This sounds pretty good. Mine is a Holland pressing on this CBS label right here. Now, it does have this cool Do You Like Jazz #1 badge here. I guess that might be the series of records that this comes out of. These tunes on this record do not appear on any other Miles Davis recordings. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but you know, you got Train, you got Bill Evans, you got Miles. What more do you really need? And it's pretty strong, sounds real good. If you can find this and it's clean, definitely get it. I would say it is an audiophile quality recording. Yeah. Facets. Paid like 12 bucks for it. Really cool. Pretty happy about that. Next. A 1966 Blue Note release from Ornette Coleman. The Empty Foxhole. I'm a big fan of this cover. It's like a painting. Mine has a little bit of wear on it here, but still very beautiful. I do like it quite a bit. This is a stereo on a New York Blue Note label. This is primarily an avant-garde piece. I think it's really art for art's sake, and Ornette is playing alto sax, violin, trumpet. I'm not sure what his proficiency level is on any of those instruments. I mean, obviously, he can play the saxophone, but I'm not real sure about the violin or the trumpet for that matter. His 10-year-old son is on drums, Ornette Coleman, and I know that he had been playing for a few years before they recorded this, but overall, his drumming is fairly basic and rudimentary. That said, you know, it's an interesting record. Charles Hayden on bass. I do my best to understand Ornette and what he's trying to get at, which is not always easy. Some of his records can be a tough listen. This one's not that bad. It's fairly enjoyable. There's at least one song that has some melody going on in it. This is an interesting Blue Note release. I would love to know what Rudy Van Gelder thought of this record. You know, a lot of people are really rough on Ornette Coleman. I've heard people just come right out and say he can't play, he sucks. There was a lot of criticism about his son being on the drums on this record, but I think overall, it's a pretty cool piece of art. And I think that's what the cover is trying to say here. And so, no matter, I think I paid $13 for this first pressing, and it's really clean, I have to say. I mean, it is just beautiful. Almost like no one ever listened to it. Interesting. Needless to say, glad to have it in the collection. Next. I was down at my local record shop, Better Days Records, here in Louisville, Kentucky, and I had been eyeing that newfangled Mingus at Carnegie Hall, or as everyone in the world calls it, Carnegie Hall, and I was about to pull the trigger on it when I noticed that there was an original pressing at the shop, and here it is. Bam! Mingus at Carnegie Hall. This is a cool record. Once again, Mingus looking too cool on the cover. I mean, so cool, actually. Sweet hat. He's all decked out in his suit and stuff. Really great cover. Roland Kirk is on here, and he is blazing. Him and George Adams are dueling saxes on this, and there's some light shredding, to say the least, going on. There's only a few tracks on this, and they're big, expansive compositions. Mingus, bass virtuoso, arranger, composer. This is a cool piece of history, and a really good recording. It's just on your standard green and orange Atlantic label. Also not an expensive record. I think, you know, Discogs has this for maybe $15 to $20. And if you can find a clean original, you know, definitely get it. Or just get the new audiophile expanded version of this record, because it's pretty good. You know, Mingus, he's really got his own thing. You know, his songs have a very particular Mingus vibe about him. You know, kind of like Monk is the most Monk. Mingus is also the most Mingus. And that's a good thing. You know, that is one of the things that made artists of the past great, is they had their own vibe, their own flavor, if you will. And this is really great. I'm super stoked to have this in the collection. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was coming home with me. That's right. Mingus, live at Carnegie Hall. Speaking of Thelonious Monk, you know, the Mingus and the Monk sections are fairly close to one another. So, after finding the Mingus, I went over to the Monk, and what did I find? Thelonious Sphere Monk, Monk's Blues. This is a great record. Look at this cover with the Monk illustration on the front here. Big sphere. Very cool. It's on your regular Columbia 360 label. This is the first pressing of the record. Very clean. I paid 20 bucks for it. It's great. Now, I will say this. It does still have the $2.75 price tag. That always hurts just a little. Right after you pay $20 for something. But that's probably from a yard sale or a thrift store. Who knows? That said, this is a great record. Now, it is conducted and arranged by Oliver Nelson. Which, if you don't know, this record, The Blues and the Abstract Truth, the Monk's Blues is sort of similar to this. We'll talk about this later. That has Bill Evans on piano. This has Thelonious Monk and his regular band with Charlie Roos on saxophone. It's a great sounding record. Oliver Nelson brings a whole gang of musicians. They do these grandiose arrangements. Monk doing his thing on the piano. This is a fantastic sounding record. It's not expensive. One of the coolest covers that you'll see. It's really great. If you like Blues and the Abstract Truth, you will also like Monk's Blues. Super glad to have this. Yeah, really, really nice. Really nice. I'm on a roll here. All right, last but not least. Recorded in 1965, but it did not come out until after Coltrane's death in 1970. John Coltrane, Transition. That's right. A Love Supreme was recorded in 64. This is the next record. And you can hear the echoes of Love Supreme on this. But like the title, Transition, that's exactly what's happening here. He's starting to go more towards the avant-garde, more towards free jazz, spiritual jazz. And the band, the whole band is kind of shifting with it. Now, McCoy Tyner is here, and he is still playing like McCoy Tyner. So he's like holding it down while Train and Elvin are just going wild. Now, this was recorded just a few months before the Live in Seattle record that everyone is talking about. So, this is a good bridge between A Love Supreme and the Live in Seattle. I've been looking for this for quite some time. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I found it at a record show. It was really beat down. It was 15 bucks. I had to put it back. I couldn't get it. That said, it was $30 at Better Days. Near mint. I had to have it. So, I did pay up a little bit for it, but it was a hole in my Coltrane collection, which has really come really forward in 2021. This is just another one that I've been looking for. It is on that slightly later Impulse label. Original pressing of the record. Super happy to find it. Obviously produced by Alice Coltrane because John had passed away. Awesome cover, kind of psychedelic with these kind of multiple Coltranes here. If you're trying to get into some of the freer Coltrane music, this might be a really good place to start. It has its moments, but overall, it's pretty tame. So, John Coltrane, Transition, just a fantastic little stack of records this week. Transition, Monk's Blues, live at Carnegie Hall, The Empty Foxhole, and Facets. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff coming up. There's a record store day just around the corner. I've got a lot of videos planned, stacks of records on the floor that need to be discussed and, quite frankly, put away. And yeah, I can't wait to get all that done and get these videos out so you guys can see them. So until we meet again, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave a comment down below. That's right. Bob out.